everyone. I am Lynn, and today I have an interesting topic for you. It is on Ira Einhorn, the unicorn killer. So real quick, please go in, hit the like button. It just helps me get noticed, and I'm working hard to grow this community. So help me fight censorship one like at a time, and please don't forget to hit the button. All right, so the question. Hello, Lynn. Could you please look into the unicorn killer, Ira Einhorn, that was convicted of murdering his girlfriend, Holly Maddox? She was a co-founder, or he was, I'm sorry, a co-founder of Earth Day, also political activist researching parapsychology and psionics. And really, I was like, what is psionics? That was a new phrase for me. So in case it is a new phrase for you too, it is applying the principles of electronics to the study of paranormal or psychic phenomena such as telepathy. I am so tongue twisted up today, and psychokinesis. So yeah, at his trial, Einhorn claimed that Maddox was actually murdered by the CIA agents in order to punish him for finding out too much about the agency's involvement with psionic military research during the Cold War. So this person wanted to know, did he really do it, or was he a scapegoat for the CIA and being punished by the CIA because he knew too much? That's really the root of what is going on here. And when I focused on him, I'll be honest, I don't have a lot of trust in those ABC organizations that are out there, and I really had to think about it. Did the CIA do this? Did this guy get framed for all this? But I got that he really did do it. He really did commit this crime. I want to understand the circumstances and how he came up with his defense. That was my next thing. So if he really did do it, why did he come up with this elaborate story? That I see when I flash back and I view this, it's like almost like I'm watching a movie. I see Ira and Holly, they're having a disagreement. And at one time, they felt to have had a really good relationship. But things changed. They broke up. Their relationship, it was done. And during the breakup and even the separation, there feels to be a lot of emotion and passive aggressiveness toward each other. And on that final day when Holly went to go pick up her personal items, I see that they got into a big fight. Things got physical, and in the heat of an argument, she fell and she hit her head. She almost immediately passed out and later on passed away due to internal bleeding. There was some bleeding on her brain. She did feel to have a peaceful transition, and I would equate it visually as I was witnessing this happen, that she went into a sudden deep sleep. It was like it knocked her out, and she never woke up from it. But there was this odd element of peace to it. I can say that it doesn't look like she endured pain. She didn't go through trauma in the transition process. So that portion of it actually had a component of calm to it. Ira, when this happened, he was scared. He didn't want to deal with any type of attention. He didn't want any consequence out of this. He does feel to have had a mental imbalance while this was going on, and it definitely triggered some irrational thoughts as to how to handle the situation. It was almost like he watched it happen and he thought, he was like dumbfounded of how to react. Most people, you would have that instinct. You either go help the person, you call 911, you scream for help, you go through these typical reactions, but his brain did not process things that way. So rather than call 911 or get help when she passed out, he just left her there. It's almost like he just was in dismay that it happened and kind of stood there and watched it happen and her lay there. I get that he went somewhere else to get out of the house, to be in a different environment, and it was like he had this frame of mind that if he wasn't there dealing with it, then it didn't really happen. And then when he returned back home and he had to face this reality somewhat, because it was still like he was not fully accepting what was going on, I see that when he got then at that time the idea to put her in a trunk, and then he left again. He didn't want to be in the same space as her body, and he knew that he would have to really flee, like really get out of there. And that's when he came up with this tall tale to tell his wealthy acquaintances, who later helped him escape and even flee the country. And that's how it took so long for him to actually get caught, because he left the U.S. He made them believe that he was this victim of a plot because he knew too much. And they believed him. They believed the story that he told them. He said this with such conviction to them, such passion. And just making this story up that I get that he almost believed it himself. Wealth did buy him some freedom, but eventually he was caught and later convicted. They were able to finally obtain him. I do get that he committed this crime, and it's just truly this sad, sad story of mental imbalance, anger, and emotion, and what it can do to a person and how they react to situations. It was a very almost surreal moment watching this and watching how this man did not know how to respond to such a thing that wasn't a typical day-to-day event that you deal with, but nonetheless, it was like his brain could not comprehend what was going on in front of him. And that was all I had for this reading. I would be so curious your thoughts. Have any of you, I think there's a movie out there. There might be a series out there on this. Have you studied it? I know some people get really fascinated with different crime documentaries and things like that. So please hit me up and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you'd like to check out the blog, hop on over there at psychicfocus.blogspot.com. If you're interested in a reading, maybe you have a blog question yourself that you'd like me to look at. I also offer life coaching and distance Reiki. So check me out, psychicfocus.blogspot.com. Take care. Bye.